It's Trevor Truck once again, and I am continuing my Minecraft quest. Although, to be honest, I don't know that there is an actual quest here. I'm mostly just exploring and trying to figure out the world around me, so there's no rhyme or reason other than just I'm trying to be relaxing, and maybe if you have trouble sleeping at night, maybe some ASMR will help. And it would be really cool if it started to rain in this game, because that's also pretty relaxing as well. It appears I have a dolphin following me, which is always a good omen, I think. Up ahead, we have some very interesting ice spikes. Looks like some of the texture isn't loading. Oh, there it is. But anyway, since we're on this journey and I'm in no rush to get anywhere, I thought I would talk about my favorite enemy mob and my least favorite. I think I want to start with my favorite. So, my favorite, I think, would definitely have to be the creeper. And the reason I say that is because creepers are the most iconic of them all. Like, if you see one, you know instantly what game it's from, what it represents. And I just think, I don't know, I think creepers are just kind of a mob that you don't take seriously, but at the same time, you do. I mean, really, out of all the mobs, I guess you could say they're the most dangerous. But at the same time, it's just kind of funny to look around you and, oh, look, there's a green guy just staring at me, waiting for me to stop paying attention. I don't know. It's just kind of funny to me. But I like creepers. I don't like them when they sneak up on me, though. That's why you have to get a cat to keep them away. And it looks like we have a very, very beautiful sunrise right now. That is just splendid to look at. That is so beautiful. But now my least favorite mob. This one is so easy. So my least favorite mob is definitely skeletons. I don't like skeletons at all. They take fire. They never miss, you know? The best way to beat them is have a shield ready to go. And just be fast. This is a really interesting biome environment. I mean, you really have a little bit of everything. But anyway, I don't like skeletons at all. I think that to make it just a little bit fair, skeletons should miss entirely. Like, there should be skeletons that don't know how to use the bow and arrow. And they should miss, like, 60 to 70% of their shots. because they are way too accurate. And yes, I am salty. I really enjoy exploring all these environments. Something caught my eye though. I want to see what this is. Is that... oh, it's just water. Okay, well. Nonetheless, let's go take a look. It just seemed like that water was a different color. I think that's what drew me to it in the first place. Huh. Okay. Anyway, this seed that I have stumbled into is one of the best ones I've ever had in Minecraft. I mean, there's ice, there's... I guess you would call this a savanna, right? And now we have a desert, too. You know, deserts... I think they're my least favorite biome. Well, if they have llamas, that's fine. But they're one of my least favorite biomes because there's not a whole lot going on, you know? There's no trees to cut down. And it's a great place for the evil mobs to spawn, you know? And there's not a lot of cover. There's not many places you can hide in the desert. The other thing is, you know, the only other mobs you see are just rabbits. And I mean, yes, you could get a rabbit, you could cook a rabbit, but I'd rather have like beef or something a little bit more substantial than rabbit, honestly. And they're also hard to hunt, too. They're extremely difficult to hunt, even in the best of circumstances. I guess the best resource a desert has to offer would be the cacti. And I say this mostly because, you know, back in the old days when I played Minecraft, I thought that having a sort of cactus defense was the best way to keep out the bad, evil mobs. So what I would do is make a house, and I would basically surround it with cacti, and my thinking was it would prevent mobs from going anywhere near my house. And I guess I was right some of the time. Mobs are pretty smart these days, right? But anyway, this desert is proven to be just like any other desert. It's just filled with a whole lot of nothing. And then people might say, well, don't forget about the desert temples. And yes, I mean, true, we do have the desert temples. But the thing about the temples that I dislike is that it's too easy. And it's very rare that I complain about a game being too easy. I enjoy easy games, right? But when you go into a temple, there are traps. But by this time, we already know how to deal with those traps. So it's like there's no real challenge to the deserts. Or the desert temples, sorry. Because we essentially already know what to do in order to get the treasure without triggering the traps. So that's my only criticism. I think if they update the game later on, maybe they can update they can update the desert temples and maybe add some type of new trap that none of us would ever be expecting. They could also like put some special mobs in the desert temples too. Like, think about it. If you have such a good treasure inside the temple, then you would do anything to protect that temple. So I could see it happening. I could see like the inclusion of a special desert mob that would protect the treasure within. Also, I'm sure people have thought of this before, but deserts should really have something super dangerous, like a snake or a scorpion. The desert, people talk about the cave system needing some type of update, and I definitely agree with that. But the desert needs an update too. It just needs a little something more, because as of right now, it's just kind of, it's just out there, and there's not much more to say about it. But I'm not gonna complain too much, because this is still a very good game. It hasn't let me down. But just as with everything else, no matter how fun a game is, eventually you do get a little bit bored with it. And I admit that happens to me with Minecraft. Like, I can play it, the novelty wears off just a little bit, and then, I play something else. But, that's the beauty of having something like Steam on your computer. You just download another game. Variety is the spice of life, as they say. But it's been quite enjoyable to just sail the seas, and so far, I wouldn't call this episode exciting or eventful, but the whole point, I think, is to just kind of make a relaxing environment. So I hope I'm succeeding. And it's not even really so much about my rambling or anything I have to say. It's more just about, I'm hoping that this is relaxing. But one thing that I hope to find at some point in this adventure is a Woodland Mansion, because I have rarely ever found those. The last one I went to, I'm pretty sure I had to basically go to creative mode in order to find it, but I want to find one naturally. I guess you could call it a goal of this series, because I definitely want to go inside, no matter how dangerous it is, and I want to explore and see what it has to offer. So hopefully I can do that at some point in this series. And I guess a good place to start looking would be in this biome, right? Because it would have to be in a place with a lot of trees, I would imagine, kind of hidden. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop here for the night, and then tomorrow, or whenever I record next, the search will continue. So let me just get on land, recycle my boat. There we go. And I'll go ahead and end it here. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.